Okay, I just came across a humidifier at a local store and got a little inspired to try to think out loud through what my experiences have been with the humidity levels. All right, I took that for granted on the coast. I was thinking, there's always the problem with too much moisture on that coast, on the Pacific coast, just all the rain and the fog and the wetness all around. It can damper, it can moisten, it can soggy, get your clothes soggy, your skin, your lungs soggy, everything gets all wet. And it's got its own kind of problems, I think. Maybe pneumonia or something. You're constantly carrying whatever pathogens prefer a high moisture content. You can have those problems. Mold, mold spores and all the fungal family. But then you go to the opposite ends, and there really is an opposite extreme. And when I saw that humidifier, it reminded me that I actually needed a humidifier back in Wisconsin through the winter months, because it was so bad. I couldn't breathe. There were times where it was, even though I could keep the house warm, there was so much moisture, or so lack of moisture, that it was like, I was just like stopping. It was just like, there needs to be moisture in the air, okay? And apparently around here that's a problem. And I'm not sure when, winter, summer. In Wisconsin, it's definitely in the winter time. When in the house, okay, when you're trying to warm up your house, it gets way too dry. It's a air circulator, which that's what you need, okay? It circulates all the air out and tries to heat it up and circulate it out, and that just takes out all the moisture and dries things to the bone. And in the deep cold, when it gets negative 30 degrees, it's so extremely dry. It's just incredible. I had to run a humidifier and then just kind of hover my face over it at times, just for some relief. Okay, so you can get outside of the balance. There is definitely a perfect balance with moisture in the air. Okay, and the comfort levels of that. There's no comfort with too low of moisture content, and there's no comfort with too high of moisture content. Okay, although I gotta, being in San Francisco and just seeing all the water vapor in the air, breathing that in, it didn't seem that bad on the lungs for breathing. It just gets on the skin and makes cold feel colder. Gets on the clothes, you put yourself at risk of mold. Maybe the lungs like moisture more. I'm not sure, but in that extreme dry in the Wisconsin winters, I was just bleeding out through my nose at times. I would just bleed out bloody snot, and it got worse every year because I was getting older, I guess, maybe, and it's just, that's how it works. So the dryness is really something to be concerned about. When I was over in Saudi Arabia or Kuwait in the military, it got extremely hot and dry, and there were times that it was difficult to breathe. When I got up to 130 degrees during the day, it's like the heat is bad, the dry air is hard to breathe in. That's a struggle. So what's the perfect like balance with that? I mean, I'm flexible, all right? I can adapt to mild extremes, but when it's the extremes, then I start getting health problems. And it seems, I'm not going to say where I'm at, it's probably clear, but where I'm at, it seems like a good balance right now, but I have to spend a year here at least to get a better idea of what the overall picture of the dryness, the moisture content is.